Hello and welcome to my channel. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos. In this video, I'm going to go over what you need as a new scrapbooker, the supplies that I think every beginner scrapbooker needs. New to scrapbooking? Here's what you need. Let's get started. The very first thing that I think a new scrapbooker needs to start with is a collection. So, if you have a certain type of photo that you want to start scrapbooking, say you have camping photos that you want to document, you can go onto scrapbook.com in their search engine and search camping, and then all of the camping products will come up. So say you like certain papers from this collection, you can copy and paste the name of the collection into the search engine, and then it'll bring everything up or everything in that collection. For example, here is a collection that is a spring-based collection. It's got nice pastel, fun colors, lots of flowers and butterflies, and some sun, and just really, really pretty, fun, and everything matches. So it's all from one collection. So you can get all of the papers that match with the ephemera packs, which are just little pieces to embellish your pages, to make your pages look pretty. And then with the collections, there are all kinds of sticker sheets that you can get, as well as stickers to help build your titles, which is what these are. And then some collections have smaller words with them, so you can help build titles with the larger thickers. And then of course the paper, which for me is the fun part. I love scrapbooking paper. And if you start with a collection, then everything is going to coordinate and everything is going to work together. You don't have to worry about mixing collections and trying to figure out what looks good together and all of that. So I personally think that if I were to start over in scrapbooking, or if I were new to scrapbooking, I would not personally go to a big box store and just start buying random things. That is what I did when I first started because I didn't really know. But if I were to do it over again, I would start with collections. So if I have a whole bunch of beach pictures and a whole bunch of camping pictures, those I would try to search for collections for those that I like and start there so everything coordinates. Next, if you're a new scrapbooker, you're going to need an album to put your pages in. So this is fun because you can figure out what size of scrapbook layouts you want to do. There are tons of different sizes, and I personally have done quite a few different kinds of scrapbooking, but my passion is 12 by 12 layouts. I love 12 by 12 layouts, and that is where I feel like I just like the best. But there are mini albums, there's 8.5 by 11 pages, there's traveler's notebooks, which is a certain size. There's just so many different things, so many different sizes that you can choose from. So I personally would recommend starting with one size if you're new to scrapbooking, and then venture out into other sizes once you get comfortable with the one size. The next thing that you're going to need if you're a new scrapbooker is adhesive, of course. So there are tons of different kinds of adhesives. Before I start talking about the adhesives though, I will have things linked down below. So if you are new to scrapbooking and you want to go ahead and start building your your collection for scrapbooking or your materials and tools, I will have different price points linked below. So with everything, with the collections, I will leave some of the newer popular collections down below, as well as all of the things that I'm talking about, I will leave different price points. So I will try to leave a little bit of everything. So whatever your price point is, you can still get started today. Also, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video, and leave me a comment down below. If you are already a scrapbooker, what is one supply that you think a new scrapbooker needs in their tools or in their space? Okay, so adhesives. There are many, many different adhesives, and I'm just going to go over a couple that I think you need when you first start. So you need some kind of adhesive roller. I personally use the Advanced Tape Glider, which is an ATG. I love this thing, but I did not start off with this. I use this because, one, I scrapbook every day because this is my job. And so I would have to be changing the adhesive almost probably every other day if I were using a smaller version. So that's why I like this. But if you're new to scrapbooking, you might not want to start here. You might want to start with a smaller version and one that you can replace the tape inside. So it comes apart and you can just refill the tape. So I really recommend these. So I'll have some linked below, as well as some kind of liquid glue that is a permanent glue and dries clear. You definitely want something that dries clear just in case it kind of seeps out. So this is the one that I'm currently using, but I've used several different kinds and I have no preference as to which one I like best. So I will leave several linked below as well. And then foam dots or pop dots. So these just add a little bit of dimension behind embellishments or photos, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. So I will link some of these below as well. These are really great to have on hand. So those are the adhesives that I personally think every new scrapbooker needs. Next is basic cardstock. So cardstock is paper that doesn't have a pattern. So it can be white, black, or any color. So if you're new to scrapbooking, I would suggest getting some white paper, because white cardstock, and you want something that's not super thin, you don't want to use printer paper. I would suggest getting some white cardstock. It's great for matting your photos if you want that little white line around your photos. It's also great for backgrounds. And then of course, color cardstock just adds pops of color, and it's also great for matting photos and using for backgrounds as well. So I would suggest getting like a pack of a whole bunch of different colors and starting there. I would not just go and buy a whole bunch of random pieces of paper because sometimes that can get quite pricey depending on where you're getting them. So I would suggest buying a pack of a whole bunch, like an array of colors to start with. The next thing that I think every new scrapbooker needs is scissors. I feel like everybody has scissors in their home, but you as a scrapbooker need a pair of scissors that's going to be yours and nobody else is messing them up. Because if you're cutting different things, they can mess up the blades. And so I think every new scrapbooker absolutely needs a pair of scissors in their toolbox, I guess. The next thing is a roller date stamp. Now this is going to help you keep your dates on your layouts. So you're able to document that date and remember, be able to look back and see what date it was. And you can just change the date on it. It's super easy, the month, the day, and the year. And then to go along with that, you're going to need an ink pad. So I would personally suggest starting with a black ink pad. I have several black ink pads that I really like, so I will try to link them below. But if you're going to use a roller date stamp and you're new to scrapbooking and you're not starting off with a whole bunch of stamps, I would just start off with a black ink pad. Black matches with everything, and you can just use that for your dates. The next thing that I think every scrapbooker needs is a good journaling pen. So this one is from scrapbook.com, and it is a black precision tip, acid-free, waterproof, and non-fading pen. I personally love this pen for journaling. It has a nice small precision tip and it's great for writing, and yeah, I personally love it. The next thing is a tea ruler. A friend got this for me as a gift and I honestly don't know what I did without it. I love it. So what this does is you can line it up against your paper and it's straight. So you can do your titles using this. You can do your layers to make sure everything is nice and straight. So I personally think that every new scrapbooker needs a tea ruler in their toolbox as well. The last thing that I think every new scrapbooker needs is some sort of craft mat. Now, again, there are different price points. And as a beginner scrapbooker, I personally would start with something cheaper because you want to make sure that you're actually going to stick with scrapbooking and that you enjoy it and you like it. But to keep your desk or table, whatever you're working at, clean and not get it all messy and destroyed, I suggest some kind of craft mat. There are several different kinds of craft mats. There's small ones, big ones. There's ones that you can roll up. Again, I will link several different craft mats down below, but this is the one that I'm using currently, and it's a glass mat and it's easy to clean, which it needs to be cleaned right now. But it's easy to clean and it keeps my desk surface nice and clean because it's so much easier to replace a mat than it is to replace a desk. So that is all of the supplies and tools that I think every new scrapbooker needs. That is it for today. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that you all have an amazing day. Bye.